There's a lot of people that watch that fight. What do you think?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm about to. Hello, everybody. It is your boy. Sean Zittel with FightHype.com, live here in Seattle, Tacoma, Washington. Yeah. We're live with team here in the Benavidez Boxing Gym here in Seattle, Washington. Pretty, fresh off the plane from about 5 or 6 hours ago. Got done taking a look at David today, seeing him train up close in this media day, and it was very impressive. So I thought I'd conclude by talking with you guys here for about 20, 30 minutes before I got to get out of here and catch my plane back to Las Vegas tonight. And so I thought we'd talk about the fight, and I think we'll go over some of the footage that I shot today of David Benavidez. So just going to let a few people work their way into the chat. We are, again, here in Seattle. There's still a lot of people training in the background here at the gym. There's classes going on all about. You got all the Benavidez merchandise behind me. And it was a very impressive media day today. And we'll get into all that in just a moment. So let me go ahead and pull up some video here of the workout today, and we'll analyze a little bit of how David looked. We'll start with the heavy bag footage first. And here we go. All right, let me go ahead and screen share with you lovely people, and we can check out some of this footage together. Here we go. All right, so as you guys can see, here's how David looked.
But look, I throw combination just like that. That's how you go speed, bro. And he already knows it. So that's why.
See if I can get these videos to play right. There we go. Ooh, it's going to be tough with all the... Got a lot of different things running on the internet at once. Let's see if it speeds up a little bit.
I already got dibs on the dinner.
There we go. All right, well, maybe I might have to play it from the live instead. Oh, no, there we go. A little, damn. Tell you what, guys. We'll pull from the live. I'll go back to the live I shot today, and we'll analyze the footage that way. Did I see Canelo versus Ryder press conference? Didn't see it yet. I've been here all day covering Benavidez's media day for Caleb Plant. So didn't get a chance to see that yet. Kiki's Corner Boxing says, I see Benavidez losing to Plant. I don't think so. I've been picking Benavidez to win that fight. I think Caleb will get off to a good start, and that David could win by stoppage late in the fight. And after what I've seen from both media days up close, media, you could have a great media day and still lose a fight. I've seen that happen. But I just think David, I think Caleb's a good fighter. He's proven he's a good fighter. That's why he's the IBF super middleweight champ, and was in position to fight for undisputed against Canelo. He's a very sharp fighter, a good boxer with very good speed and good feet and good skills. But I think David is closer to special, if not potentially a special fighter in today's sport. And what I saw today was more special than it was just good. And Caleb continued to look good and razor sharp as he always does. But from what I saw from David Benavidez today, I saw one weapon in particular that'll be important, not just the jab, so he can match the jab of Plant when they fight at range in the middle of the ring. But I saw that straight right hand that was long and straight and powerful and fast and sharp by David Benavidez. We know he has the shoe shining. We know he has the combos, the great left hook to the body. We know he can put those uppercuts and hooks together 6, 7, 8, 9 quickly at a time, like he did against Rogelio Medina, throwing those hooks. But he showed me not just that great jab today, but he showed me a straight right hand that at long range, when he's fighting in the middle of the ring, is going to be huge for him in this fight. And especially when Caleb early on is stabbing him to the body with the jab, I think David, from the right hand I saw today, can start to shoot over the top of that stab to the body with his straight right hand as that fight progresses and start to take that weapon away from Plant. And so not just that, but I saw David good on his feet today and moving his head around in a way I haven't quite seen him before. Smooth upper body movement, but moving his head laterally, his upper body, and the straight right hand, the jab, the left hook, the uppercuts, and he has every punch in the arsenal with both hands. I saw what Mike Tyson labeled him today. I saw the Mexican monster, and it was very impressive. And Plant has always impressed me. I knew he was going to be a world champion when a lot of people doubted him, but based on what I saw from Benavidez today, I'm definitely picking him to win this fight. So let's see if we can take a look at some of the footage here from today. Let's take a look. And I'll pull up the live so we can check it out. All right. We'll screen share this.
1984 has been a tough year. Our sales are down, our growth is down. It's not even depression in here. The basketball.
Sad. Matt Damon. Shout out to Matt Damon, I guess. Kiki's Corner Boxing says Plant is going to catch Benavidez with something sneaky like Darrell. This is a totally different monster than Darrell, guys. David looked like a monster today. He looked like every bit what Mike Tyson dubbed him, the Mexican monster. And Caleb is sweet hands. He lives up to that moniker too. Sweet, fast, smart. But he's up against this kid who is not just bigger than him and punches harder than him, but I think is faster than him too, based on seeing their hand speed up close very recently. You get this to here. You see David shooting that 1-2 and moving his head right after. Fast hands. 1-2, 3, 1-2, 1-2, everything fast. And a great energy like he's ready to fight. See that jab to the body, to the chest. He was showing a complete arsenal. And then he even hit some pivots on the bag that I we've seldom seen him do before. He almost did some Lomachenko like pivots. Here we go.
Benavidez. So there's a time and a place to square up. Because Tank knocked out Santa Cruz squared up.
What's up, Seattle Rick? Much love, man. Great seeing Seattle Rick today. Shout out to Daniel Cruz, who said love from Northern Cali. Seattle Rick said we were right there up close. It's different. It was different. You know, that's just me calling it down the middle after seeing both men up close. Right there, David's explaining why he squares up sometimes, like people say. He's explaining how Julio Cesar Chavez used to square up once he got a guy on the ropes to deliver some of his shots better. And Tank Davis, he knocked out Leo Santa Cruz squared up with the left uppercut.
Talk about stuff that they don't understand. They don't try it themselves.
Right.
But it's working for me. I can fucking hurt everybody in the ring. I know what I'm doing.
Look at that double left hook right there. Body head. And he's going to hit some pivots soon that we've seldom seen from him in some fights.
I already got this on the interview.
That hand speed. Like I said, I don't think he's just bigger and punches harder. I think he has faster hands too. And I know Plant is a good boxer, but at some point, that becomes a little bit too much to overcome. A guy that's bigger, faster, and stronger and punches harder, your skills, and it remains to be seen if his skills actually are better than David's, because David, I think, is underrated skills-wise. Moving his head a little bit there. There's that pivot. There it is, guys. That's some sick stuff. There it is. Yep. And see that bounce in some life in his legs. People think he's so flat-footed. But the reason why part of why he suffered that knockdown against Gabriel is he was moving forward, moving his feet while punching, not just keeping his feet in cement. And he kind of jumped in and got caught, and got dropped by Gabriel. But it kind of shows that he can punch while moving forward. He doesn't have to just have his feet set like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. back in the day, when he was fighting guys like Andy Lee, and then once he ran into Martinez, he just got destroyed over 12 rounds because he can't punch unless you stay stationary for a moment. But I think David is going to punch a moving target better than people are thinking.
Benachenko.
There's that pivot straight right hand. Hands coming back up quickly after the hook. Moving off.
He already knows what it is.
His little son right there. So those were some of the pivots he was hitting on the mitts, or excuse me, on the heavy bag. Now let's take a look at him here on the mitts.
Oh, there's the beat.
The feet, right? You guys hear me? I was hyped. I was hyped today. I had a lot of fun watching David. I'm not gonna lie. He's a fun fighter to watch. Underrated jab, and CompuBox has him as one of the best jabbers in the sport. CompuBox isn't gospel, but I think overall he's one of the most prolific. There's some life in his legs there, yeah. You know, and I know David's American, but you know, Tyson calling him the Mexican monster, and what I'm expecting to see some of March 25th from him is, you know, Canelo's a more economical puncher from Mexico. He's more like Tank a little bit. He throws more punches than Tanks, but economical. Never, you know, not never. He goes above 50, 68 sometimes. He's done that, especially in that second Golovkin fight. But he's more of an economical, accurate puncher. And guys like Barrera and Morales and Marquez were these prolific offensive fighters, combination punchers, threw a high volume of punches, and were just prolific offensively. And I kind of think we're going to get that with David March 25th. Is he's going to show he's one of the game's most prolific guys on offense. So. Race Car bringing up a great point. Race Car said a lot of people have been brainwashed to think skills is just trying to be Floyd style. Right. And I talked about that with David and Jose Sr., where, you know, people think skills is only sometimes off the back foot, you know, back foot, counter punching, walking guys into shots. Skills can come like Tim Zhu over last Saturday. He had great skills on the front foot, doing what needs to be executed on the front foot. So skills come in a variety of forms. David could be the more skilled fighter while being the more aggressive fighter. See that pivot right after that uppercut? There it is again. And then to the body. Look at that. Now, there's a lot of talk of David's flat-footed. That's a reason a lot of people are picking Plant. Let me ask you again. Check the tape again. The tape doesn't lie. I know it's the mitts, but that's a nice pivot out right there. Good life in his feet. Boom. And then the pivot into the hook. If he's able to pin you against the ropes and your legs are heavy in the second half of that fight, that's going to be devastating along the ropes.
Real speed. None of them soft pillow head. That's real speed right there.
Catch hook, keeping his hands up nice, great hand speed and pop on that left hook. Dipping underneath. But it's that little light. Ooh, see the quickness and getting underneath that by the tall fella. Good head movement there by David. I know it's the mids and it's slow punches coming at him, but he looks smooth. It doesn't look awkward or stiff. And then look at that life in his legs on each bounce. He's not looking, he did not look flat-footed today, guys. There's that straight right hand. That straight right hand, that right there. So important. So important. I'm even going to stop screen share for a second. So important because when Plant's at range, I think David can match his jab, but that straight right hand, he's showing the long range right hand. He's not just showing the hooks and all that. He's got to be able to have straight line shots at long range in the middle of the ring at distance. And when he shows that straight right hand on the pads, that's good. That's good news for him because he's going to need that straight right hand in the center of the ring. Not only is going to need the 1-2 in the center of the ring and to match the jab of Plant, but I think Plant is going to stab to the body beautifully early in this fight. If he can start to drop in that chopping straight right hand and time Plant's jab, whenever Plant starts to think downstairs and stab to the body, David has the hand speed that he's showing us here, that he can time him with enough hand speed to chop over the top with that right hand. That rangy straight right hand he's showing, that's going to be important to take that stab away from the body of Plant. And it's going to be important that when Plant is keeping it long and keeping it rangy on the outside and the center of the ring, that he can still touch him from there. Because if Benavidez's offense can only come when he pins Plant on the ropes with the hook to the body, the uppercuts, the hooks, power jab, then too many moments in the fight in the center of the ring can get away from him. But if he has that straight right hand along with his jab that he showed today in his media day, then he can have success in the middle of the ring and ultimately, have that much more success in the fight. So let's get back to it. That straight right hand. Straight, that's going to be very important in the center of the ring.
It's not just the hooks up.
You got 7 pounds of movement, you still got power like that. Number
There's the left hook.
No rehydration clause in this.
And David is brutal when he gets a guy on the ropes. So Plant will have to keep the fight in the center of the ring, as much as possible, which he's good at. Did you guys, let me rewind that again. Did you see that hand speed on the right uppercut, left hook, and the way he quickly was able to get his head off the line and zip underneath? I mean, he is looking really good heading into this fight, guys. Let's see that again. Right here, here it comes. Right here. Quick movement underneath. Yep. Not just quick with his hands, but underrated with his quickness, with his reflexes there. BFTB Boxing says, disagree with your opinion. Let it be known, BFTB. Break it down for me. What's the disagreement? Weedy Gonzalez, my brother Weedy Gonzalez. Good to see you, man. I don't know how much the shirts are. I'll have to ask, but. You're moving that head. Speed. Now, Plant can sharpshoot with timing and his own good hand speed. Time him up with the jab, time him up with that counter, and punch in between. Time him right, then that can make Caleb or David reset and not get off those combinations. But those combinations look kind of special. I don't know too many fighters that can pull off that level of hand speed and power in rapid fire combinations like that. Phil Klobby says, why is Plant such an underdog? Because Phil, he's not the bigger guy. He's not the stronger guy. He's not the younger guy. He's not the faster guy. And he doesn't punch harder. So he better have just be so much more skillful than David that he can offset everything I just mentioned. And I'm not too sure that he is. I'm not too sure he even is more skilled than David, period. We will find out next Saturday. Can't wait. Bryce Smith says, I'm with BFTB. Plant is good. This will be classic for sure. I totally agree that Plant is good, but I think Benavidez might be special.
Body your hand.
Let's see some of the body work now.
Someone shit on himself with a body shot. Ooh, to the body. I heard you punch harder to the body even. That's what Tyron David is saying. He said he's warrior.
Good right hand of the body. He is reaching down there though. Tall guy reaching down like that. That left hook of Caleb could counter him with having to reach down like that, but Jose Ruacho said, what is your prediction? I got Benavidez by stoppage in the second half of this fight. Damn, man. That's a wicked hook with speed. And look, I could put that together. And then the jab to set it all up with the length and the speed to set up those combinations and power shots. Oof. That's wicked stuff, guys. Let me tell you something. The only two guys that come to mind matching that kind of ferocity and viciousness in the ring is Inoue and Tank Davis.
Somebody's in trouble. March 25th. Somebody's in trouble.
Jose, you ever make someone shit on himself with a body shot in the gym?
That was me just trying to live up to the name of the site. FightHype. Hype shit up. That was kind of corny. Forgive me. Look at that jab. Jab, and then the right hand of the body, but early on in the session, he actually worked some defense with that trainer.
Good.
Let me go back to earlier. Oh, here it was. There it is. Check this defense out, guys. Check this defense out, guys. David's looking like a fucking problem. Check this defense out. Larry Liston bringing up the first Gabriel fight. Larry Liston, you do realize he was only 10 months older than Canelo was when Jose Cotto hurt Canelo with a left hook to the ropes, right? And Canelo wasn't fighting for the WBC title at 19. Canelo was 10 months younger than Benavidez was when Benavidez got dropped by Gabriel. When he got hurt into the ropes, where the ropes kind of held him up with a left hook by Cotto. So if that's the best evidence you got against the kid, when he wound up dominating the rematch as well, I don't know. Look at that defense. Now, Plant's jab is going to land some against that. But look at the quickness of David. It's not just on offense. He's showing some quickness on defense. And his ability to catch. Those hands come up quick. And look how there's that constant little jiggle in his feet, and little life in his legs and in his feet. And people talk, he does stand up straight. He is a tall kid. But look at him bending down right there, actually, getting his chin low, unlike Ryan Garcia. Look at David right there with his chin tucked, unlike Ryan. And he's still a tall guy who's going to stand up, and Caleb will probably check him with the hook sometimes and hit him with the hook. But I think David's showing some defensive and looking kind of sharp here on defense, not just the incredible offense. There's the uppercut. There's the uppercut. So we saw the huge left hook. We saw the left hook to the body. We saw the right uppercut to the body. We saw the straight right hand. We've seen the jab. And now here's the uppercut. Oof. Look at that, guys. That's ripping. That's ripping. That's ripping them. And Plant can rip them too, but this kid's combination of speed and power, it's like, approaching the Tank and the Niue level, and it's and he's so big for the weight. Plant's up against him, man. If Plant pulls this off, huge credit to Caleb Plant, man, because he is up against a monster. Moving his head after the shots. Look at that head move, quick to get underneath the hook, coming back. And that's the shot Plant will look to check him with repeatedly in between his punches. Working the jab, moving his head, working the jab. Look at it, moving his head after each shot, expecting something to come back. And then just the special combination of hand speed and combination of just So yeah, guys, I'm not going to take too much longer. I do got to catch my plane. I got to catch a lift back to the airport to get home to Vegas tonight. Plane leaves at 9. It's almost 7 now, so I'll get out of here. But got huge respect for Caleb Plant. Being a former world champion and being a very sharp, smart, slick boxer who's shown heart in like holding on against Uzkadagi and holding on to him rallying a little bit late there and winning that title. And, he's very sharp, fast, good boxer, all those things. He's a good fighter. I've always known that. I knew he was going to be a world champion when I covered him back when he was 4-5-0 in 2015. But even though I've always known Plant is good, I've always suspected that Benavidez could be very well special. And there's a difference between good, even very good, and special. And what I saw today was flashes of special from David Benavidez between the hand speed, the combination punching, the size, the power, and the overall arsenal on offense is prolific. So he's the younger guy, he's the bigger guy, he's the faster guy, he punches harder. Plant will really have to put something beautiful together next Saturday. And if he pulls that off, tremendous credit to him. But after seeing both fighters work out for their media days, I have to go with the odds makers in Vegas, and I have to favor Benavidez by stoppage in what should be a great fight that I can't wait to cover next week back home in Vegas. So shout out to everyone here in the chat. Thanks to everyone for hopping in and see it so long from Seattle. And let me give a couple shout outs from the chat. Jeremiah, good to see you, man. Weedy Gonzalez, Bryce Smith. Flossie Sports TV, Miguel Perez, J7. Thank you, Jay. Seattle's awesome, J7. The only other time I've been here is when the Niners played the Seahawks for the 2013 NFC title game, and my Niners lost 24-17. But Seattle's great. It's awesome to be here. Wish I could have brought my family and stay for a couple days, eat some bomb seafood, but got in and out. Came here to watch the work and then go home. And then so we got a big fight week next week here in back home in Vegas. We got Zittel Ramirez Saturday night. I'll probably call that fight against Rosado. And Castro Solo, good to see you, my man. Thank you for saying it was badass coverage. Talib Cunningham still sticking with his guns that he's got Caleb Plant. Shout out to you, Talib Cunningham. And Keith Wicklife, Eric Pena, thank you, brother, for saying truth spoken. Phil Klobby, Miguel Perez, Living Without, Eric Luna, all you guys. Krishna Wainwright, Mark Luganis. Everyone have a great day. And from Seattle and FightHype.com and your boy Sean Zittel. So long.